What's cracking, everybody? New video. Last night I went live real quick on this channel. This channel still has a long ways to go. But everybody that was there, I almost got to 100 on my live. I appreciate you guys for being there. Uh, but this video right here, more than anything, is you guys saw the thumbnail, right? And that's me. Um, that's me trying to manifest my reality, right? I think it's important that we all know what manifestation is and how to apply it to our daily lives in order to bring to us the things that we want the most. Um, a lot of people, I touched on it the other day on my other channel, but I wanted to touch on it a little bit more today. A lot of people will do something and make a mistake or something at work or whatever, at whatever point or wherever in their life or during their day, and the first thing they say, fuck, I'm stupid, man. No, you're not. um, but when you say that, you're tricking your subconscious into believing that you are a fuck up, or a bad person, or a person with bad luck. Whatever you say to yourself, your subconscious will try to make that your reality. You guys need to know that, man. Um, but if you start saying affirmations daily, every time you have a negative thought, you immediately say something positive about yourself or whatever it was you said something negative about. You will start to notice changes in your life, and more importantly, changes in your mind and your heart. Okay. So going back to the cover where it says Billionaire Magazine, obviously that isn't a real magazine that I'm in, right? But it's something, like I said, I'm going to manifest. I would love to be a billionaire. I would love to make it halfway to be becoming a billionaire. I know the type of person that I am, that I would be able to do a lot for a lot of people if I was able to get that type of money. And I know that most of you guys would do the same, right? So let's try to start manifesting some positive stuff in our lives. Start with yourself. I'm starting with me, right? I believe I'm not to sound arrogant, but I believe that I'm far enough along in understanding the power of positive thinking, affirmations, and actually personal insight that I'm able to help others. As a lifer or a former lifer, a lot of people don't understand that in order for a lifer to get out, he has to develop deep insight into who he is. If you lack an understanding, give an example. When you go to the doctor, and let's say unfortunately someone has cancer, there's a certain way to treat it, right? Or whatever ailment, there's a certain way to treat it. The doctors need to know, like an infection, let's say. That's better than these other things I mentioned. An infection. If you have an infection, they need to know what is the infection in order to treat it with the right antibiotic, right? And that's the same thing with you and your belief system. If you don't know what sets you off, if you don't know why you justify certain things in your life, then how can you change them? And that's why, as lifers in prison, um, if you cannot articulate to the board why you were the person you were when you committed your crime, then they know he can commit another crime just as violent, right? So lifers and former lifers, especially guys that got out, who were able to convince not only the board but also a psychologist that we have to see prior to board, and the governor after, all of them, we're able to convince them through our articulation of our personal insight. It's almost like we become psychologists of ourselves, but then it gives us a deeper understanding of other human beings that we interact with. Um, we are able to see when somebody is hard on themselves, when they don't realize they're being hard on themselves because they've been that way their whole lives. And Again, this is one of those videos where it's gonna get to who it needs to get to. And there's so many people that need this type of video, that need to figure out how to develop personal insight. And I'll tell you right now, it is a long process. I thought about creating a course on it actually. Um, but it would take a lot of work. And maybe it's something I would do. You know, I, anyways, I don't want to get into all that. But there's something easy that you guys can do. There's a book, and if you don't want to read the book, you can listen to it, um, audio book, either on YouTube or Kindle, Amazon, whatever. And it's called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Peale, I think is his name. Excuse me. There's a lot of spiritual, religious stuff in there. Apply it. Get out of your own way. If you think, oh, I don't want to listen to that, it's got that religious stuff. Well, you know what? If you're in a rut, you're in a rut because of the way you think and the things that you do because of what you think and what you believe. Try something new. Give something else a try, something that's positive. Drugs aren't going to help. Alcohol isn't going to help. Food isn't going to help. You know, all these other things that people um, use to fill a void or try to erase the hurt. You don't do any of that with those type of things. It has to come from within. um, this is the type of video that should be on my bigger channel, but I wanted to put something out today on this channel. And I want you guys, now that we got that out of the way, I want you guys to tell me, because look, this channel, people have asked me, why do you have a second channel? This channel, um, I want my other channel to be what it already is, what it's been established as. This channel, I want to do more of the reaction videos. I want you guys to tell me what you want me to react to. I'm already running into problems when I try to do music reactions, and I'm going step by step with what I've been told to do to be able to monetize the videos, and they're not being monetized. The danger for me in that is they can take my channel, they can shut it down, or they can just say, you know what, all the money you made this month, we're gonna go ahead and keep that. And that is just, I'm not willing to take that chance. But it seems like I can do reactions on other content creators' videos and news stuff without being in jeopardy of something so drastic. So you guys see stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, send it to me on Instagram. I'm very leery of clicking on the links, but send me something to look at. I'll look at it, and if I feel we can make a good video, we'll do that. Once I get used to certain people and knowing, okay, this guy always sends me good stuff, then I would like to do blind reactions and do it straight here. First time reaction with you guys. Those are usually funnier. You know what I mean? I would also like to do interviews on this channel. When I don't like the word interview, but I have to use it I want to engage with other people, and I know people want to, would rather we have that dialogue on my big channel because it gives them more exposure. I get it, but those willing to be on this channel and have a dialogue with me, I would like to do that here. That's the reason for the second channel. It's reactions and interactions with other people. Um, and in that, let me know who you would like me to interact with. I probably won't be able to get everyone you want, but I can try. If it's someone that I think we could have a good conversation with, maybe hopefully a thought-provoking conversation. I like to engage. I'm one of those guys where I like to laugh. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies, but if I do, I prefer to have a comedy. There's been enough sadness in my life where I don't really want to see a movie that's gonna get me emotional. What I'm saying, I got enough stuff already to be emotional about. Um, so I do like to interact and clown with people, but at the same time, I want to provoke thoughts. I want to provoke positive thoughts. I want people to maybe take an inventory of themselves, their way of thinking, their belief system, their way of living after seeing a video of mine. Um, yeah, I know that sounds like a lot, but that's my goal. I don't want to just, I've said it so many times on my channel. Human beings, we have one of the shortest lifespans on this earth in comparison with other things, right? There are things, animate and inanimate things. Buildings, for example, are an inanimate thing, object. that will be here decades, some structures hundreds of years after we've gone. There are turtles that live longer than us, birds that live longer than us. And so, as human beings, one of our most precious resources, one of the most precious things that we have to give is our time. And I don't want to be wasting your time. I want to be adding something to your life when I engage with you guys. Luckily, the vast majority of feedback that I get, I am doing that. And I don't say it enough, but I'm very, very grateful for that. Um, I was just talking to my barber. Shout out to the chop shop. I was talking to my barber, Ivan, and he had asked me, what made you decide? Because he was like, hey, when you were in the joint, did you know about YouTube and all this stuff? I said, I didn't. And he said, well, then what made you get into creating a channel? And I've said it on my lives. I might have said it in other videos, but I'll tell you right now. When I went to board, I told the board, I want to get out and be able to have a positive impact on others' lives that are maybe mixed up in the streets, on the verge of going to prison and stuff like that. Um, and when I got out, I did. I went to the juvenile hall in San Diego. I spoke at continuation schools. I spoke at elementary schools, junior highs, colleges, universities. I did that. But the reality of life is I have to work constantly in order to pay my bills. We all know that struggle, right? And so when that started to dawn on me, I said, well, I still want to be able to tell my story or tell stories that will hopefully impact others to not want to follow in my footsteps. How do I do that? And it was YouTube. I remember one of the first videos I did. It was in response to Toker from Brownside, rest in peace. He had made a comment about Sad Boy Loco from Santa Barbara, and me being from Santa Barbara, the other side of town from Sad Boy. I did a reaction to it. I put in my 2 cents, right? And I remember within like 3 days, I had like 30 something thousand views, and it panicked me, and I deleted it. Also my name, my the name of my channel was almost my whole name. Originally it was JVian, right? That was my real channel, my first channel. This channel, not this one, the Dubs channel. And when that video blew up, and then I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, that's damn near my whole name. What will the pro office think? What will my pro officer think about me doing? I don't know. I didn't know, so I changed the name to Dubs. Dubs V was for Via, and all these conspiracy theorists come out with Dubs V means something else. It's actually Dub S for my neighborhood and V for my last name. But anyways, that's why I created the channel, and that's why I continue to have the channel. I didn't know that I could make money off of YouTube until recently, when someone said, if you really push, you could probably do big things, and I tried, and I had some success. Right now there are things going on where YouTube's kind of like clamping down on everybody. It is what it is. We're going to continue to power through it with your support. I'm going to keep doing this. At the end of the day, those emails that I get, those DMs that I get, and those comments that I get of getting others to do better, that's what I do this for, man. More than anything, that's what I do this for. Everything else is gravy after that. So with that said, man, you guys stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out.